Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron. For today's Transformers TCG match, I am bringing a game I played at Hieroglyphic Games recently. I'm running Optimus Prime Battlefield Legends and Wave 2 Bumblebee in a blue deck, all about trying to use as many actions as possible. And my opponent is running Blurr and double Prowls, Wave 1 and Wave 2 Prowl, all about getting Blurr's swings in as much as possible. And I thought this was an interesting match to play. I think deck-wise I might have had a bit of an advantage since I was going too wide. Blurr wasn't really going to get to use his, attack a tapped enemy, then get to untap and attack an untapped enemy all that much. I win the draw and I get to go first, and we'll see how this goes. So I know that Bumblebee's bot mode lets me drop an action to draw 2 cards. I am action heavy, so I need to attack first to use that ability. And I think I want to take Blurr out first, so I go ahead and swing. I decide to scrap the Inspiring Leadership to draw 2, because that's essentially almost the same as playing an Inspiring Leadership on turn 1. And then I go ahead and flip, and obviously I'm running blue pip, so I get 6 attack. And Blurr only flips 3 defense, so he takes 3. And then my opponent gets to go. So he plays Incoming Transmission to draw and put 1 on top of the deck. And I'm wondering what they're thinking, right? That this is the turn they want to attack with Blurr, because they'd get to swing at Bumblebee and then swing at Optimus. But since I'm too wide anyway, if they're trying to protect Blurr, they can swing with a Prowl and then swing with Blurr. They don't get the double swing, but... So they flip Prowl into bot mode, which means if a car gets KO'd, the other cars get healed. So he swings with 6, Bumblebee flips 5 defense, he only takes 1 damage, which I'm pretty happy with. And now I get a real turn to do some stuff, and I like to start my engines, and that seems like an obvious action in the deck. It's blue, flips Bumblebee, so I get to play another action and untap him. And then I decide that this would be a good time to leap of faith. So this is an interesting thing. I've got 1 shell stay, 1 shell fall. This early in the game, I know I've got a lot of health. Maybe I want to put the 3 damage on Blurr and go ahead and take 3 on Bumblebee. I decide to put it on Prowl instead and on Bumblebee to try and ensure a kill on Prowl, hopefully. And then I go ahead and put the Leap in a Battle on Bumblebee, giving him +3, so now he's swinging with 9. And then I think this was just some discussion on which actions I might have left, and I didn't have any, I just had the upgrade. So I flip Bumblebee. And I'm debating whether I'm using Marksmanship or not. Blurr's going to stay in car mode. I feel like Wave 2 Prowl will stay in car mode unless he's dead. So I decided to drop the Marksmanship with my swing to draw 2. And with Leap of Action, that's going to be a 9. And again, I'm not going to get... I've got a little bit of orange in this deck, but not a lot. So Prowl takes 6. And since Prowl got KO'd, but he's in bot mode, his healing effect obviously doesn't go off. So I feel like that was a pretty good turn on my part. So my opponent gets to put the force field on Blurr, which I'm not too worried about because odds are I'll be able to vaporize that. Hopefully I get a lucky Optimus swing if I don't have vaporize in my hand, which I don't think I did at this point. Oh, by the way, like obviously I've got a new recording setup. Let me know what you think. Do you like me showing the character cards at the beginning and kind of talking about the intentions of the deck? My opponent plays a supercharge, so he gets a big old swing on Blurr that he's going to put some damage on and get that second attack on Optimus. Bumblebee only blocks 3 of the 7 damage, so he takes 4. I've got 6 health left on Bumblebee, he's at 8 damage, and then Blurr gets to swing into Optimus. Optimus blocks 6 of the 8 damage, so he takes 2, which, you know, is not a terrible place to be, I think. And I'm going to drop my Handheld Blaster. And I'm thinking if I want to pick up that Espionage. But I decide to pick up the Press the Advantage because I want to see, you know, Blurr's vulnerable now. If I can get a good swing on Optimus into Blurr, I'll be in a good spot. And I'm wondering, I know I tend to forget about Optimus's alt mode ability. So I'm wondering if there's a good spot in this game that I could use that. But I go ahead and flip Optimus in bot mode, put the Noble's Blaster on him, which is another +2. And this deck doesn't have a lot of upgrades. It's got Noble's Blasters, and it's got Handheld Blasters, and it's got Ion Blasters of Optimus, and I think that might be it. And then maybe some shield stuff. And right now I'm swinging with 10, plus the heavy-handed is another 2 Pierce 4, since Optimus has more stars than Blurr, which I like. And I go ahead and I get the Vaporize, which I'm very happy about, getting rid of the force field. And I'm swinging with 13 Pierce 4 against an orange deck with Blurr. Blurr is dead. So again, I'm feeling great about this match so far. I think I've made as many right plays as I could. I'd be curious, you know, if, again, I think hopefully this is a little more visible for the viewer. If I'm making misplays, I'd love to hear from my mistakes. And here's where things go wrong. He puts the Noble's Blaster on, and then he gets to brainstorm into 2 I Still Functions and go back to 3 wide. So this is a very good turn for my opponent. And I know I can't Espionage the I Still Functions. The brainstorm, I think we talked afterwards, and that's what he drew that turn. So that I don't think there was anything I could do to avoid this. Unless I'm missing something, feel free to let me know. And he goes ahead and swings Prowl into Optimus. I'm blocking 6. And I block 6 of it, which is good. I'm at 3 damage. And then he swings Blurr into Optimus. And Blurr's in alt mode, but both my guys are tapped, so he doesn't get the double swing. And he swings 10 in Optimus, which I only block 3 of, so that's 7 damage on him. So now I've got 10 damage on Optimus, which is a tough spot to be in, because he does get the bold swing, and again, he got the bold from Prowl flipping into alt mode on everyone, so these are some hefty swings. There's the bold 3 swing. That is a 12 swing. And I take 8, and that does kill Optimus. Which is a very tough position to be in. I mean, if I Still Function 1, I could have lived. but getting 3 swings off on Optimus was a real stroke of bad luck for me here. Other than that, I think I played the game pretty well, but I think my opponent managed to pull out, and now he's sitting with a perfectly healthy Wave 2 Prowl versus a hurt Bumblebee. And I gotta figure out if I can kill Prowl in a turn. And a 10 swing with Bumblebee is, I think, not in the cards. But like I said, hopefully this is a lot more visible. Okay, so here I think I'm kind of floundering. I use escape route to flip an alt mode, which lets me play another action, but that doesn't do me any good because I used an action to play escape route. But I figured, like, let me leap of faith and try and do something. So the security console doesn't really help me out now. I do get a plasma burst, so Prowl has 8 health now. So somehow if I could get 2 more, if I get 2 orange pips, or I guess I need, right, Prowl has his defense, so it's just not possible for me to kill at this range. I drop the marksmanship to draw 2. And again, Prowl doesn't care about marksmanship because Prowl wants to sit in alt mode for the fight. Nope, there's a blue pip. There's a white pip. There's nothing. So Bumblebee's just swinging with 6. And Prowl only takes 4, so he's only got 4 health left, which is I mean, I can kill next turn, but I need to survive to next turn. And with Turbo Booster, he can get another +1. I get to draw 1 and plan 1. And yeah, I think my opponent flipped a little early before I got to plan, so obviously he doesn't want me to see the pips, which is totally reasonable. I flipped the white pip to try and get some blue, and there's a blank, there's a blue, yeah, I'm only blocking 3 of it. And Prowl is swinging with 10. So 7 damage goes through. That is a kill. Good match to my opponent. I actually have another match against this deck that same matchup that I want to share later. But I thought this was kind of cool. I think I played as well as possible. I think my opponent got a really good turn. But if I had any misplays here or anything I can learn from this that I think I might have missed, I'd love to be a better player. Please let me know. All right, have a great day, everyone.